Hi everyone, welcome to episode 14 of On My Studio Table. I'm so enjoying this series and it's just been such a learning curve for me, and I've really enjoyed learning how to improve my videos and to do things like add some music, do some better editing, and just learn so much. It's been really exciting for me actually, and your response has been so encouraging. Thank you so much for your feedback and your comments, and I hope that you'll continue to watch and enjoy this series and other videos that I might put out. You'll notice behind me, you'll see a glimpse of the coat that I shared last time, which was all hand stitched. There is another coat which I didn't make, but I did eco print. It's a beautiful felted wool coat or jacket, and it was blue originally, and I wasn't sure how this would turn out. And I was really happy with what happened when I did the eco printing. I did it in my dirty pot and I wrapped it around copper pipe, and you'll see at the bottom near the buttons on my left that there's a fern print, and that's a native fern that I harvested from just up the road from our house. The other leaves are eucalyptus leaves that are also harvested here. So this is a really lovely quality jacket, and it is available at gonerustic.com. I would say it's about a medium size, so maybe a size 12-14 Australian, but I can do measurements if anybody is interested. So I just wanted to say that this video is packed with a lot of interesting stuff. We've had a very busy couple of weeks, starting with judging at the Quilt show, then going away for our 50th wedding anniversary for a few days, which I shared about in my last video, including the beautiful B&B that we stayed at and the scenery. And then just a few days ago we went back to Hobart for the quilt show itself. So I've done some footage of the quilt show. It's not professional by any means, but it will give you a taste of the beautiful work that's on offer and how well Tasmania compares with the quilting talent that there is here. I found out that we have about the same number of entries in the Tasmanian quilt show as they do in Melbourne, and when you compare the population, Melbourne has over 5 million people, Tasmania has only just over 500,000 people. So really, as I said in a previous video, we do punch above our weight, and it was such a pleasure to judge the quilts along with the other two people on the judging panel, and I have shared their work as well. I did want to also share some footage of the special display at the quilt show of the Gone Rustic 20th birthday exhibition called Paused, but the footage didn't turn out very well. So I've actually made a separate little video with better photographs made into a video so that you can really see the quality of the work that was done. And I'll add the names of the people that made them as well and where they came from. I've also again shared some of our drive journey. We did a round trip last week of over 500 kilometres, and over the last 2.5 weeks we've done probably more than 1,200 kilometres. And usually we're stay-at-home people, so that's quite unusual for us, and it is quite nice to be back at home again. So I will share things on my studio table, including my latest eco printing, but I would like to share with you first the quilt show and then our drive journey. actually sitting at the dining table for this section of the video. So we're going to look at the leaves, which are eucalyptus and banksia, and some of them I have rehydrated because they've been in the fridge for 3 weeks. And this is the dining table set out with a piece of plastic which I keep reusing, an old towel, and also some onion skins. Some of the fabrics are soaking in vinegar and water as well. Here I'm doing some of the layers. So there is vintage wool with layers of vegetation, then silk on top of that, and then more layers of vegetation. And then they get rolled around something solid and usually metal. So in this case, it's 3 rusty cans laid end to end that have the bottoms cut out. And in the second bundle, I wrapped around a piece of copper pipe. And these act as colour modifiers and mordants at the same time because they are reactive metals. And this is the third bundle being prepared. My 1940s laundry boiler is fired up with the used dye that I keep topping up with water. And I've got 3 bundles in here and they just fit. They're quite long. The laundry boiler is quite big. It's probably about 60 centimetres across on the top and more than 1 metre high standing on the ground. It's electric and it came from a garage sale. And I've been looking for one for about 8 years. So it gets a lot of use. It's now the next morning and I've unbundled the fabrics that I eco-printed. They have turned out very differently to what I thought, but that's because I used leaves I hadn't used before from a fallen tree after our storms. Here is the final reveal of the wool and the silk that I eco-printed this week. Some of these will be in my online shop soon. Others are going to be given to my latest VIPs. I've had such a lovely response and this is part of their welcome gift. If you're a Life member, you get an extra little something with the piece of fabric. So the gum leaves from the fallen tree printed a lovely soft green, and the onion skins give a splash of orange, and the other leaves also add a level of interest. Here is my latest journal page. As you know, I'm doing a year-long project with K3n Chambers of K3n Clothtales, and this has been a delight to be a participant in. This time the theme was home, and I really related to this because I do love my home. I love the wild animals, I love the birds, I love the bush around me, and the springtime has been absolutely spectacular with yellow blossoms all over the acacia trees. We call them black wattles because they have black or very dark bark, and it's just so beautiful here. So it was no hardship to do this exercise. K3n did a pieced house, but I decided to do a very naive applique version of our home. It has a veranda, so I've made the roof extend, and it has veranda posts just very lightly outlined in running stitch. I used a silk chiffon which I didn't dye, someone else dyed, for the roof, and another type of chiffon or organza for the house, which I think is polyester actually. It was just a scrap that I had, and then a bit of cotton and a bit of satin. The flowers and vegetation I've done with feather stitch, also running stitch with detached chain stitch. I just wanted to show how luscious and bountiful everything looked. So it's an impression rather than a realistic interpretation. I also added a few birds because we have such beautiful bird life here. The background is wool, and that's also naturally dyed. That was a piece given to me by a friend, and it's quite big, so I've been using it quite a lot. So thank you, K3n. It's been just a joy to do this particular exercise, as the whole year-long project has been.